Hey guys, welcome back to AJ's Car Garage. So today we're going to see if we can't finally bolt this crankshaft up. Yep, that's right. I got me spacers in the mail the other day, along with another parcel there with a few little goodies that I need to finish this build off before the engine goes back in the car. So yeah, let's get to it. So before we even do anything today, I've just uncovered my engine here, and straight away, I'm sure you can see it, surface rust fucking everywhere. This surface rust is really getting at me. I don't know what the hell is going on. Sorry, still getting used to this camera pointing situation, by the looks of it I might just be able to give it a bit of a rub up and a clean up. It's coming off nice and easy, so yeah, hopefully I'm not too far in the woodworks. So yeah, anyway, I think before we do anything, I might give them a clean up and see what we can't do about this surface rust. That's pretty shocking, if I don't say so myself. Look at the bolts, like straight up. That's nasty. Anyway, hopefully we'll be able to sort these out with too much of an issue. Let's you know what, stuff it. Do some unboxing and then clean up. Bloody surface rust. I'm so over it. There we have it, ladies. Whoa! Malfunction! There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. A bag of brand new spacers for my girdle. There we go. I'll do some measuring and comparing on them later. And yeah, shortly later, after I've cleaned up again my caps and everything. Oh, I tell ya, surface rust. God damn. Oh, it's a killer. Yeah, I'm battling it all the time. Not bad looking bit of equipment. Alright. Next lot. Alright, I've got some little goodies in here. Start off with some merch. Got a Raceworks snap cap. Pretty schmick. Got a TI Performance hat again. Cheers, Jason. They're awesome. What else have we got in here? TI Performance stubby cooler. Schmick. Awesome, got some more stickers. TI Performance. Some more lollies. People, if you haven't had any of these are bloody awesome. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, Workshop banner. Sick. What's this one? No air mag fender cover. We'll check it, open it up, check it out. Sweet. Give it a look at the front. Thrown straight up. Alright. Time for the good bits. Hang on, put some more stuff down here. I bet you've just seen that. Bit of ARP goodness. Alright. Another TI Performance decal. Rocking it. Raceworks equipped, you know it. Haltech Workshop light. Why not? Yeah, sick. Ah, how cool is that? That's mad. That's an awesome workshop light, people. That's gonna come in real handy. And it is magnetic too. That's gonna be so cool. Love it. Alright. Now nitty gritty stuff. We've got some ARP flex plate bolts. What's this? We've got the brand new ignition coil to the Intech. Pretty smack. Except I'm a little bit worried it doesn't look like the same as mine. And one of the better things for a little bit of juiciness, spiciness for the vehicle, you've got a Turbo Smart in-cabin boost tee. See how we go. Recap. Haltech Workshop light. Turbo Smart in-cabin boost tee. Ignition coil for the old girl. Brand new. Flex plate bolts. Decal. Raceworks equipped. Sticker. Decal. I reckon it's going to go across the front very nicely. Yeah, Raceworks hat, TI Performance hat, couple of stickers and a stubby cooler, and some lovely juicy lollies. Tell ya, Earth, every cent. Anyway, so yeah, that's that for unboxing parts this morning. Yeah, let's get to it and give these caps and everything else a clean up again, and yeah, we'll see if we can't finally get this crankshaft bolted down for good, eh? Let's do it. Alright guys, so I've gone along and I'm giving it a clean up with some WD-40 and a rag, and whoop, I missed a little bit just there, and hopefully it will be good enough to stop it from coming back. Yeah, gave all the bolts a touch up as well, and tried getting a little bit off the girdle that was there. I don't know, hopefully it'll be all good. It gives me a peace of mind knowing that I'm not the only one that battles with surface rust when it comes to doing this sort of stuff. My mate that come to measure up my crankshaft and my bearings and all that. Said they battle with it all the time down at the shop anyway as well, so makes me feel a little bit better that I'm not the only one that battles with surface rust when it comes to building engines. So, but yeah, anyway, hopefully it'll be enough. I'm gonna have to give this a little bit of a touch up with some steel wool or wire brush or something. It seems to have got a little bit of build up of some sort on there. But yeah, other than that, she's looking pretty good. There was a bit of surface rust on the front here as well. Shizer, I missed that. I'm gonna have to hit that too. But yeah, I'm gonna have to hit the front of this in a couple of different spots as well. Yeah, I might just go over the whole gasket surface at the front here and make sure she's good and clean, good and proper. Surface rust a bit, you don't want any sort of thing like that to get between excuse me, your gaskets and your mating surfaces. So yeah, anyway, we'll have a look at these spaces and yeah, have a bit of a comparison from standard to aftermarket. Okay, so to start with, quite clearly I machined them the wrong size. I should have left them the size they were by the look of it. Yeah, anyway, secondly, they are a lot thicker. There's about 5mm thicker diameter. Can't really tell on camera there, sorry, but yeah, you can sort of see where my thumb is here, how much of difference there is, and if I do that, the same. So it's about 2mm all around, or 2.5mm, something like that, which equates to 5mm, 4 to 5mm thickness in difference. But just to clarify that, let's get my verniers out. So this should be 14mm. Yep, self-machined. And 21mm. So I still, going by that, still would have needed to get these spaces, because if you remember, these ones, you know, before I cut them down, had a little lug on the end, which was 2mm to suit the thickness of the original plate for the girdle. So yeah, in saying that, I still would have had to get them, because that would have only been 20mm thick, that being 21mm thick. Yeah, sorry, high, not thick. Yeah, still would have possibly had to have gotten them to make the clearance properly. So yeah, let's throw them in and see what happens. One spare, comes 14, only need 13. As for the girdle, missing that one spot. Don't tell me. What the hell? damn it. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, I know what I'm gonna do. Or, sorry, rather, what I have to do. But, clearly, plain and simply, as you can see, again, that my spaces do not fit. They're clearly too big and not going to seat up in the girdle like they should. I could maybe need to get them press fit in, but I doubt it. You can't exactly press fit something that's a mil or two oversized into something that's smaller than what the diameter is. So I think I'm gonna have to go see my mate down at the shop and get him to machine the spaces and or girdle, so yeah, everything can fit snug. Tell you what, I'm starting to get annoyed. Very annoyed. This is just holding me up more and more and more. But anyway, she's gonna look pretty good when it's all sitting there nice and pretty, I think. So, yeah. Oh, put me banner up there too. Looking pretty good. A little bit of light breeze blowing. Anyway, yeah, pretty schmicky. And there's me fender card. Schmick. Right, so it's been about a week. Been working and whatnot. Haven't had much of a chance to touch this. But anyway, been working away slowly with me Dremel and grinder, grinding down these ones, try to get rid of them. Yeah, a couple of factory little areas, this little area at the back, and yeah, slowly working my way at that one. Tell you, this battery up here takes forever to charge. Anyway, sure you've noticed by now the hole I've got in here, and yeah, same on this side. Yeah, you can't really cut these ones out, as you can see by the hole. Advice for anyone doing this in the future, I would shave back from the top until it was a little bit further back than that. I mean, they're not gonna protrude into the girdle or anything, as you know, they bolt to the main caps. Yeah, anyway, I'd yeah, just shave them back flat, down 20 mil, and yeah, with the baffle plate as it sits like that. Yeah, I'd probably modify this area, which I'm gonna have to modify this area anyway, and this area. Yeah, I'd probably try and bend this up a bit, and I don't know, maybe drill and tap into the side of that with a stainless self tapper or something. You know, as you can see, it looks to be plenty of meat there, and my finger's going straight up and down at that point. So yeah, my advice to anyone doing this would probably to be just shave those walls back, you know, these walls, shave them back flush or a little bit past there, and yeah, drill and tap or something like that. I have to drill and tap these when I'll get them all sorted out anyway, which I'm nearly there. But yeah, slow and steady wins the race, as they say. But yeah, I reckon it's gonna work rather well. I think I'll cut, so I'm getting rid of these slugs. I'll probably cut around here or something and bolt it down onto there where the pickup surround is. So yeah, slow and steady. Oh, I've also taken my spacers for the girdle in to get machined down to the right size for them. I did take this in to get looked at as well, but old mate told me he hasn't got long enough milling bits to get down here, and it's, yeah, more or less going to be a Dremel job anyway. So I've been hacking away at it slowly, and then yeah, he told me to just bring it in when I finish doing it up to get what was just originally that hole, but now it'll be, you know, both these holes. Yeah, so that's that at this point. So yeah, get back to you when I've got more. Alright guys, so welcome back. It's been about 2.5 weeks since my last little showing of the Sump and what I was doing to it, and letting you know I was gonna have to take it to the shop and get sorted out, welded up and whatnot. Anyway, I have now got that back sitting over here, all nicely welded up in both spots. Yeah, I'll just have to go through and make sure the baffle sits on there properly so we can mount it. But yeah, got my spacers back all nicely machined down to 22mm, and yeah, about to pop them in here, and third attempt to see what things look like, and hopefully get them bolted down finally. So yeah, let's get it done. Alright, so there's one of the machine spacers that I got back from the workshop. Looks very nice. And there's another couple. I'm not going to show you all of them, no need to. But yeah, there they are. So she's looking pretty good and well clear of all the main caps right through there. Clear, all clear. Now looks like there's going to be plenty of clearance for the con rods to be spun around. I'll just grab my socket and breaker bar and give it a quick little turn. I can't spin it the whole way around because I've got the camshaft and stuff in there, so valves won't allow me to spin it the whole way around, but I'll give it a little turn and see how we go. So I gave it a little turn. You can see there's plenty of clearance on this side. I mean, it's not bolted down or anything yet, so you can see it is slightly off center, but once the bolts are down, it should be right. And same here, plenty of clearance. I'll turn it back the other way, gently, and again, plenty of clearance. So yeah, hopefully everything shall be all sweet. Now yeah, let's get these bolts in and we can finally, about time, get this thing bolted down and make headway proper. So let's do it. One small tip when you go to put your main bolts in, your crankcase bolts, crankshaft bolts, whatever you want to call them, give them a light coat of oil on the threads before you bolt them down. So I'll find the oil. So got some 15W60. It's not the oil I'm gonna run in it, but it'll do for bolting them down. Try and be clean about it. So I've just got a bit of oil in a cap. And just give it a nice little rub down. Just like that. Give it a nice lubrication. And find its home. Right, so they're all in there. One thing I sort of overlooked, but it seems to be plenty of clearance, is the counterweights. Yeah, clearance is clearance. Like I said, looks to be plenty of clearance in there. Yeah, so I'm not. Oh, there goes my breaker bar. Yeah, I'm not too perturbed about that. See if we can get a bit of a closer look in there. Plenty of clearance. Just give me breaker bar back on here. We'll get a little bit of. There we go. Clearance is clearance. So I'm happy with that. And yeah, now I'll go along and I'll give them a quick nip with, excuse me, bit of indigestion going on. Give them a nip up, not 100 mile an hour, just a couple of ugga-duckers to make sure they're down a little bit nice and firm. But yeah, apart from that, you're probably wondering why engine oil instead of anti-seize or something. I can't exactly tell you, but I'm guessing being such a tight thread, oil and whatnot can't get down through the thread to give it that bit of anti-seize or whatever. Like you pull head bolts out of a head and they'll be all oily, and you'll even hear the oil squelching as you're pulling it out and whatnot, because they're not as high a torque rating. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. The only thing I can tell you off the top of my head would be lubrication, stop it seizing together and whatnot, like anti-seize does. Like I said, I don't know why the anti-seize isn't used, but it's a mechanical tip that I've been told personally and I've heard throughout the industry. To put oil on your main studs, bolts, or your crankshaft bolts, whatever you want to call them. So anyway, let's get on with the rest of it. I'll give these a quick nip up. I've double checked the book, but I'm pretty sure it's 80 Newton meters for the torque spec. I've got to work in foot-pounds, so I'll give that a quick double check as well, and we'll go from there. So, just to clarify, I'm not looking in the book because I've got an aftermarket girdle from Atomic. It comes with instructions. Per instructions here, the OE bolts are 80 Newton meters or 59 foot-pounds, which is what I've got to work in. If you get their main studs, it was also clarified on here what you got to do for them, what torque specs for them. So 80 Newton meters, which I was right, or 59 foot-pound. So 59 foot-pound it is. So there we have it, set 59 foot-pound. I'm gonna work from the inside out. There is no exact way to do it, it's just the way I'm gonna do it, my preferred way. Alright, so that's that. That's done. You've seen me hit it 3 times with the torque wrench. I tend to live by the rule of 3 when it comes to torque spec and things down. You're not going to over tighten it, hence why the click when it gets to the certain tightness that you need it. Now, next important thing to do is just to give the crank a quick spin. Now, like I said previously, I can't spin it all the way, but if it is free enough going either way, all good, we can move forward. like you just seen, she's all sweet, she's all free. We can finally go ahead and make some decent progress on this thing. This has been a long haul, and when I mean long haul, it's been quite a bloody long one. Yeah, reason why it's taken me a bit to get to this point, I mean, apart from the fact of having to go get shit machined and whatnot, but yeah, work's been a bit hectic. It's actually cooled down for the last week and a half. Haven't had any. Yeah, someone's saying that funds ran up, so I wasn't able to go pick things up, even though they were already ready to be picked up. Yeah, still haven't got funds underneath me to progress with other sort of stuff behind what I'm doing with this at the moment, but yeah, I'll hopefully figure that out in the next week, hopefully. But yeah, at this point with this, at where we are now, is oh, I'm glad finally we're making some serious progress. Everything is free, there's no clearance issues whatsoever. Yeah, so let's continue. Alright, so at this point, before I sort of go any further putting anything else on, I'm going to put this on and see if we don't have any clearance issues. Now, we test fit without a gasket to make sure indefinitely that nothing is going to interfere along the base and stop it from sitting flush on both mating surfaces. So let's get that done. I just boo-booed. Left the 3 bolts in there. It's alright, I'll take them out quickly. Alright. So, she's sitting on there, kind of alright. But you can see further towards the back, there's clearance issues. Now, I need to work out exactly where that is, and I'm quite certain I know where it's going to be, but yeah, not quite sure how I'm going to work that out. But like I said, I still need to do a couple of little touch-ups here and there on it, but it's good to know that it's not far off from where it's got to be. Alright guys, so I'm going to go along and do a bit of clearance testing to see where that 2 or 3 mils coming from. Now, got some Play-Doh, Clay-Doh, whatever you want to call it, Crayola stuff. Here it's called Hungry Jack's, not Burger King, but we've got the kids' toys going through that use Play-Doh. Our kids are too small to use it, too little, too young. They'll chew it, eat it, whatnot. So, but yeah, anyway, hopefully it should do the job. Yeah, it's nice and squishy. I'll go along and put it on a few of the top of the bolts along the back here. The clearance of the bolts at the front should be fine because of how deep the pan is. I'll go along and put some on here in front corners and on all the lugs that I've machined down, just to see if there are any issues or not. But yeah, while I do that, I might have a quick montage of the engine and the girdle. So there's how things look at the moment. Got a bit of Play-Doh on there just to see the clearance on the back end of the bolts. Maybe I should have put some along the sides here, but I don't see that as a big issue. Now I've gone along and put some on all the lugs that I've machined down, and yeah, hopefully we can source out what's going on. Okay, so by the look of that, so it's sort of like there's enough clearance through there. I might have to touch up on this side just to make sure. Let's get the camera in the right spot. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be enough clearance through there. That'll be at least a couple of mil thick. That one, I'll touch up on there. So the one that's stuck here, same sort of issue, you can see there. So I'll have to grind a bit out on those two areas there just to make sure there's enough clearance. The rest is all good, nothing's touching. And yeah, again, the same on the back here. You can see there that if that didn't slip off and move, would have been relatively the same as that. So yeah, bit more modification through here, find out where the bolts sit there, and yeah, grind a bit off on there. But that, wait, yeah, that's the back. I'll do it one more time, double check. Okay, just done it again. Now you can see a similar thing through here. It's the main, it'll be about, yeah, so that's where it was stuck last time, sort of thing there. It'll be through that area, just like I suspected, for clearance issues. I should get away with grinding quite a bit out of there, but yeah, again, we'll see how we go. So that's where the back one's sitting. From there you can see on this one it's quite thin around the back end, but yeah, so if I grind, yeah, I'll just grab a pen, it might make it goes all over there. Found them. So if I grind obviously through that corner, maybe through here a bit, and then take like that area out, more specifically this side, and again through here, take a chunk out of there, and then maybe through here, just to make sure. Well, I think there's going to be quite a bit of clearance between the sump and the rods anyway, like the conrod caps and all that. But yeah, grind out there, out here, same through here, take quite a bit out of there, in particular on this side, and yeah, test and refit. So that's where that one will sit, in there, same as on this side. The other one, like I said, will sit about here somewhere, and there, and yeah. So with these ones, you can see it's quite meatish. It's probably 4 or 5 mil clearance, which I reckon will be more than enough. But yeah, we'll get that back section sorted out, and yeah, fit and retest. Alright, so it's been a solid few hours. You can see in the corners where I've gone and chunked away as much as I thought I've needed to. You can see here, done the same thing. Hopefully I've taken away enough on both sides, and also just to try and keep the flow of things, I've extended this little oil gully, yeah, up through the top a bit, and yeah, because I sort of ground all the base of the sump there. I hit it with 60, then 80, then 120 grit sandpaper, just to get it as smooth as I possibly can, to not hinder any of the oil drainage going down into the bottom of the sump itself. So hopefully with that done, we'll have enough clearance for it to sit down on the base of the block the way it should. Let's check it out. So as you can see, the front ones haven't really changed. There's still like, yeah, quite a few mil of clearance. These two stuck to the sump. Again, these squashed right down, so I still got to take a little bit out of the back. Yeah, through here. Yeah, these are the ones that were stuck here. Obviously I've already taken them off and marked them, but theoretically that looks to be like there's going to be enough clearance in there, but we'll take a little bit out, a little bit extra, because yeah, that going down further is going to get closer to there. And in saying that, we might at the same time take a little bit out of those sides. So yeah, I'll mark that out quickly. But I won't be able to hit the back at the point in time because my Dremel tool's dead and battery needs to be charged, and that thing takes forever. So I'll mark this here where I think it needs. Not going to be too hard, but yeah, I'll be able to get at these couple of spots with the grinder and touch them up and see how things go. So yeah, let's get that done. Alright guys, so bad news, we've hit another roadblock, being, I guess you've already seen it, this hole right here. Now, this fella assumed that the thickness of the base of this part of the sump would continue to be the thickness of that part that's been hollowed out there factory as well, but turns out it's not. Basically, the flat factory area there is the base of what goes through here. So yeah, we live and we learn. Yeah, take what you will from it, whether I'm just being a dick, rushing too much, or yeah, there's more mess around to be done with these than what is led on to be with instructions. Yeah, they tell you to clearance stuff, but it doesn't exactly tell you what to be aware of, or that maybe instead of clearancing the sump pan, you should maybe clearance the bolts. Which, before I started doing this round of clearancing, I had that idea in my head, but at the same time I also thought that the thickness through here would continue to be the same thickness through here. So, you know, generally you're looking at about 4mm, so I thought this would be, you know, 6-7mm through here. I mean, I took about 4mm out through here, you know, just to sort of try and get to where it is similar there on both sides. So basically there I'm probably 1 or 2mm off going through. There I've gone through when we were touching up just now. And yeah, well, I've only just started on those bits, so yeah. New thought is grinding down bolts. I'll touch up the wall on here, but yeah, grinding bolts down. Alright, so like I was just saying about clearancing bolts instead of sump pan, I've just gone along and marked the tops are the ones that, these two shouldn't be a worry, it's more the back 6, but I'll just mark them in case. But yeah, just mark the ones that I need to take a couple of mil off and whatnot. And yeah, yeah, don't know if I'm, like I said, just don't know if I'm being a dick and rushing, not taking my time, or whether yeah, there's a little bit more to be known about these things and what's led on or whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. Now I just gotta prepare myself to maybe be laughed at immensely when I take the sump back in to get repaired again. So yeah, not just 2 holes, but 3. And maybe I'll just get them to go along on the other side there and put a slob of weld on there, block a, yeah, tab of weld or some shit, make it a bit stronger, considering I've taken some shit off there. And yeah, just clean it up, make it look nice. And yeah, then go along and clearance these. But I think until the point in time that I've got sump sorted out, at least repaired wise, no, we'll stuff it. I might just go along, take the ones out that I need to, give them a few mil clearance and see how we go. The only problem is I don't want to take too much off to lose the leverage on the top of the bolt to get me socket on there and torque them up properly. But anyway, yeah, we'll see how we go. Alright guys, so we're back after about a day. Well, I've been messing around, clearancing out some more for the baffle plate to be reinstalled pretty much at a solid, happy state at the moment. All I've got to do is sort out what I'm going to do with the back end and yeah, how I'm exactly going to mount it. I mean, I know I've got plenty of room up on the floor, up the front on these lugs, but these two I'm going to be very iffy with, and well, these two I'm not going to be able to use. So in saying that, I don't know whether I'm going to cut this back here somewhere so it's sort of just touching the base of the sump to, yeah, get that down low enough or whatnot, and that part of the baffle is going to play havoc with clearance on the bolts and whatnot. So yeah, at this point in time I'm pretty happy with that, but the only thing now I really need to do is get the oil pump on and yeah, make sure she's gonna be nice and happy. But yeah, in saying that, we're not modifying the clearance of the pump inside the sump. There should be no need for it because that height where the pump sits itself, yeah, should be all sweet. No need to mess around with it or anything. So yeah, we'll install that, chuck the sump on top just to make sure she's all good, and yeah, I think we'll call that for this video. So yeah, let's get that part done. Here I have my brand new JP Performance Products oil pump. It is standard volume, AU series 1, 2 and 3. Right, let's crack it open, have a look. Okay, alright, brand new oil pump. Got 2 new bolts with it, and some fitting instructions, and a couple of gaskets in there as well to fit the pump to the block and the screen to the pump. There's my old one here. Oof. So there's the 2 bolts that we get with the new one to replace them, and then gasket goes in there and there. I'll take this off and give it a holy crap, there's some shit in there. Whatever, I'll give that a decent clean out as best as I can, and yeah, we'll bolt it up, eh? Woof, spice. Alright, so I've gone along, I've given everything a clean up that I need to. Suction pipe and oil pin. Didn't worry about cleaning that up, but I will maybe give it a clean up. Definitely going to put it away, you know, spare one just in case for future. But anyway, yeah, just want to take time. Did just spend about a solid hour scraping all that crap out of the end of here. Yeah, yep, gasket goo, chunks of metal, like all sorts of shit all through there. And gasket goo is a good clear indication as to why you make sure there's the least amount as possible that enters the inside of the engine through, you know, obviously sealing gaskets. And yeah, as for everything else, chunks and, oh, that's rubber. I don't know what that's from. Metal flake or something, maybe a gasket flake. Chunk of metal. Yeah, all sorts of shit in there. Anyway, now comes the fun part. I'm gonna yank out these instructions, see what they say, and yeah, install this pump. First I'm gonna clean up the surface here. Okay, so there's a bit of a process to doing this. Obviously you got to remove it, blah blah blah. Prior to installation, submerge the pump in clean oil, and that's exactly what I've done here. I'm gonna rotate the assembly. Yeah, prime by rotating the shaft in the pump, which is the shaft that drives the pump from the auxiliary shaft with the timing chain and whatnot that runs through here, and then uses this shaft to rotate the pump, picking up the oil and whatnot. Anyway, I'm gonna use my drill to rotate the shaft inside, because it's gonna take forever if I try and do it by hand. So yeah, and I'm guessing do it just until it starts running up through the top here. So that really didn't take as long as I thought it would at all. Almost instantly. I'm just going to pick this up. Alright, so there she is, all nicely installed in the block. Torque specs are 20 Newton meters for all 4 bolts. Now, you need to use the bolts they supply for the suction pipe to the pump. Seeing those, having a look at the length of those bolts before, I thought they were a bit iffy, because they were only just the length of how thick the flanges for the pump are. But yeah, anyway, all good, all sweet. One thing you do need to make sure of is the amount of clearance from the counterweight to the pump itself, and you can see there's plenty of room. Just get me breaker bar on there. We'll go back this way, plenty of room. We'll go that way, plenty of room. Nice. So now, I guess the real test is putting the sump on there. But like I said before, shouldn't have an issue, should be all sweet. Everything is all sweet. Alright, so that part is finally done and dusted. all, yeah, some sort of clearanced out. Everything to do with the crank is all nice and bolted down. I did go back along and hit them 3 times at 59 foot-pound, which is 80 Newton meters, which is the torque spec for them for standard bolts. If you're using the ARP head studs or the atomic head studs to suit 100 Newton meters, but 80 Newton meters, 59 foot-pound, awesome. Alright, one thing I'm gonna do is I'll go along and clean the tops of the bolts real quick to yeah, just clean the oil and shit off them, and then I'm gonna go along with my marker and do the old workshop hack and just mark all the bolts to make sure, you know, down the track, if I'm ever looking inside and one of the lines on a bolt doesn't line up with the marker on the girdle, or, you know, oil pump, whatever, I'll know that they're not up to scratch, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that in a minute. Alright, so I've got me torque marks on there. Now, just so you can see what I'm talking about, line here, you know, if this was to ever back itself out, clearly that line would not be lined up, and it saves me having to go and get a torque wrench and, you know, adjust it to the proper settings and whatnot, yeah, all that mess around. So by doing that, at the glance of an eye, I can tell which ever bolt has loosened itself up and needs tightening without messing around, tightening and double checking each and every bolt after the fact, you know, later on down the track when it comes to servicing and all that crap. But yeah, anyway, I'm pretty sure I've showed you with the con rods as well. I've done it at that point in time as well. So yeah, she's fucking getting there. Finally, bottom end is looking like an engine again. So at this point in time, I think I'm gonna call this video done and dusted, and yeah, we'll yeah, get a couple little things tidied up, and in the next one, a timing chain and crank gear and all that can finally start getting it timed up. Yeah, also I will take that and get it patched up again, and yeah, I obviously need to, oh sorry, that might have been a bit loud. Obviously need to figure out how I'm going to attach that baffle plate again. So yeah, whatever yous have been doing, I hope yous have been enjoying it. I hope yous have enjoyed the video. Whatever yous are doing, morning, noon or night, yeah, take it easy, stay safe, and yeah, catch us on the next one.